It's not necessarily our greatest fear. It's our greatest communication. And now when we are blocked off to this communication, our minds are telling us essentially the opposite of what we want to hear. If our mind said, face your fear, it's going to help you, it's going to guide you, it's going to connect you to happiness and love and truth and power, and then what would the mind be doing its job for? Our mind is here to keep us in a state of control. I don't want to talk about this in this video because that's the agenda of our mind if we can't control it. Look at this. I don't want to talk about it in this video. But when we can understand that our greatest fear is actually our greatest power, because when we face our fear, we understand that the fear wasn't our fear. It was actually life guiding us to the path of accepting ourselves. And as we were talking in the previous video, is that essence of life trying to guide us. And in life we might actually see this guidance, but we see it as our fear, as our life is trying to make me think that this is like our minds. Just when we don't have control of our mind, we're so vulnerable to being manipulated of potentially what's good for us. We perceive the opposite. We see that the coincidences in life, that life of maybe our higher self trying to communicate with us, we perceive it as life trying to manipulate us. We see it as these coincidences, as life trying to make me face out my fear, which is going to cause damage, or not necessarily face my fear, but life trying to make me more fearful. Because the mind, if we don't have the power to control it, will always flip our perception to the opposite, to keep us constantly disconnected. Because when we're connected to the truth, we're connected to the truth. If we're afraid of the truth, then we're only going downwards, because we're not actually being able to elevate up. It's just keeping us rooted downwards. And the essence of facing our fears will only ever evolve from the truth. And the truth hurts, the truth is brutal, and the truth is sometimes the most scariest thing that we can ever accept, because that's the whole fear. That's where the fear comes from, is that we just can't accept that truth. We can't accept the reality of the truth, and that's why we run away from it. And that's how the fear grows within us. The fear only grows from when we can't handle the truth. When we can handle the truth, we can truly elevate to the highest level of awareness in this present moment. And the highest level of awareness is essentially the present moment. The present moment doesn't have, it just collects. It doesn't have anything. It doesn't even exist, essentially. It is the essence of existence. How can something exist if it's already existing? Its existence. It's never existed. It's always existing. Anyway, I don't want to get into this. But the truth is when we run away from our fears, we're only running with them. That's the truth. And it sounds awfully like, oh, to be continued.